Hey everyone, welcome back to a new video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what can you expect in your ground staff interviews. So now these questions that are asked usually in the ground staff interviews are very general question, very basic question, or they can revolve around some of your personal experiences, your past experience or your personal data and day-to-day basis what you do. They can ask you something as very basic as what did you do to check your communication. So it's said that actually the cabin crews are the faces of the airline, but in reality the first faces of the airline or company or the hospitality is the ground staff. The moment people enter at the airport, that is the first thing that they do. So while airlines while hiring and companies while hiring candidates, they really look for some crucial communication skills, and you need to be more considerate over very little things. So you need to have really strong communication skills, and you need to be really tender, and you need to be really delicate with your customers. So here are the questions that can be often asked, and what can you expect in your interviews. Lining up with the question number one. So the first question is, tell me about yourself, or please introduce yourself. Come on, we are all fed up of this question being asked in every interview, no matter what the domain or the field is. So you need to be prepared for very well for this question, because you only know yourself. The interviewer doesn't really know about you. So it's basically a first introduction that you have to give to start the conversation, and just to see your ability to introduce yourself and how confident you are in yourself. While answering this question, make sure that you're very confident. Keep it very short and crisp. Don't add any such information that you don't think so is gonna be important, and any unnecessary information. Just please don't add any unnecessary information that is not required while sitting on that interview. On to question number two, that is very common question asked in every interview, no matter what it is, an airline, a company, or in the hospitality industry, is that why us? Why do you choose us? What do you think that why do you choose our airline to make your career, and what do you see in our company that makes us unique, so you want it to be a part of our company. So it can be revolved around anything around the company. They can change the narrative of the question as well, but it is basically why us. The HR really wants to know about how much aware you are of the company that you're applying for. So before each request of mine, that you research about the company very well before going for the interview, because that really shows how professional you are and how considerate you are towards the interview and joining the company. It really shows how serious you are about your job and passion. Moving on to the question number third, that is why you. So it's again a very crucial question, that why you. Ask like this: why do you think that you are a perfect candidate over any other applicant out here? Why should we hire you only, Aman? Or it could be anything like that. What makes you special, or what do you think that you can provide better to a company than any other candidate? So it's basically why you. You need to be really confident in this answer while giving this answer, because it really shows that you are capable of doing that task. Because if you're not confident in answering the questions, you will hesitate in while communicating with the guest or the customers as well. So people who are usually experienced tend to be really fast with this answers, and not just fast, but using smart words that really attract the HR towards them. So please be considerate while giving the answer as why you need to be really clear about that in your head, that while before you going for an interview, you need to be really clear about the idea that whether, okay, so this is my job, this is what I'm gonna be doing for the rest of let's say for 3 years or 2 years, whatever your plan is. So you need to be really clear about your responsibilities and what can you provide in that better, and what makes you, what capability you have, or like for example, you might have any education qualification, or you might hold any certification that makes you stand out from the rest. Any professional qualification, certification, they are always a huge benefit. Or you could have any experience as well, that could add on your resume and make you stand out from the rest of the candidates. So moving on to the question number 4, that is, they can ask you about what is your educational background, and what are your educational qualification. Here you can, it's a very simple answer. You need to be you need to be again really confident while giving any of the answer, no matter what the question is. Even if it is a basic question, like they ask you, what did you had last night, you need to be really quick and sharp with your answers. Or you just don't give boring answer like, okay, I had rajma chawal last night, and just say that. Add more words to your conversation, like, okay, my mom made rajma chawal for me and they were very delicious. I didn't had this special meal for a very long time. Because if HR is asking you something like, as random as question, they are basically checking how friendly you are, or how in a conversation you can get along with people. Because they're gonna be, there are passengers who just start talking about their daily lives. They would be just like telling you about their problem. So you don't need to be like, okay, you need to be like, you need to be more considerate towards them. You need to make the passengers more heard. They are being listened, and they are being their concern is being taken care as well. So they need to they look for a person who's more delicate towards while solving the problem as well, and who are very quick in taking actions as well. Moving on to the question number 5, that is, they can ask you, how do you think that how do you think the customer service is a good industry, and why do you choose customer service? And it could be as much as like, what do you understand, or how do you define yourself, the customer service. So here you need to be really particular with the keywords that you put in your answer, that you need to be more customer or guest oriented. And here just a quick tip that I used. For example, if you're going in a hospitality based interview, prefer to use guest. And if you're going to like any airline, prefer to use passengers, not customers. Even though you can define them as a customers, but while you add guest or passenger, and I think just I would suggest use more guest, because that adds emotion to your answer, and it also like adds a volume that you really do care. So you can have this answer as that, to hear the actual customer's concern and take action as per the requirement, and immediately solving the customer's query if required, because every customer matters. We you are the beforehand face of the airline. So if they had a terrible ground staff experience, they had any problem with the baggage, or they had any problem while checking in, or while at the boarding gate they might have faced a problem. So they will, for example, let's say you went for the interview for Indigo. They will not even look at how amazing, how smooth the landing was, how delicate and pleasant the cabin crews were. They will say, I had a terrible experience with Indigo, their ground staff did this. So the whole image, and like a lot of hard work put it by that was done by a lot of domains, lot of people comes out to be 0. So everyone made the expectation go to this, and one small mistake put down it here. So you need to be really considerate about every detail while on the ground. Moving to the question number 6. This question is a bit exceptional, because this question can only be asked in the aviation related interview. They can ask you, why do you choose aviation industry? So here you can answer as per as you want to be in the aviation industry. You can say, if you are, like I was, when I was answering this question, I was also asked that why airports and aviation industry. So I said that I was always fascinated by the aircrafts, and to be able to, have such a huge working environment, because while I said, like, with my qualifications I can have any corporate job that is 9 to 5, with a small building, but this terminal building with a lot of people working with a lot of different ethics and culture, all under the same roof working, and trying to make sure that every passenger or every guest that arrives in India has a pleasant experience while arriving or departing any of the thing. We try to make their experience as smooth as possible. Or you can, anything you can add, just keep on adding butter, and make it very sweet. That is like the whole funda, but don't overdo it, because your answer should look authentic rather than being in the air. Moving to the question next, that is, they can ask you that, tell us about the responsibilities. For example, if you're going for the safety and security staff for the airline, so they can ask you about the responsibility, because that's a very critical job, safety, while it comes to safety and security. So you need to be really clear and about the details you're gonna put, and the small statements that you say. And it's a very important thing while you look for the job on on any page. It could be LinkedIn, it could be the website of the airline. They always put a description what they look up to in a candidate. So remember those lines, and try to make sure while you're giving the answer you use the same line. They make you more representable, and the HR is more likable to choose you over the other candidates, as you read all of the instructions really well, and you know what are the key responsibilities of your job. So this question again is a bit exceptional. They can ask you whether you have any previous experience. So if you have any previous experience related to the same field or any other field, or if you are switching your domain, or if you're switching your career, for example, you previously worked in a you were a nurse, so now you are coming for the ground staff interviews. So they can ask you, why are you choosing, or why are you changing your domain. So you need to be really clear, why are you choosing and changing a different career. Moving to the question number next, that is quite related to this the previous question, that is, why are you leaving your job. So here please make sure you add a positive answer to why are you leaving your job. Please don't add any negative statement about your previous company, like they don't pay me well, the work culture is very bad, the people are very toxic, or any such thing. They make you a huge red flag in front of the HR, and they will reject you in a moment of time. Please add positive answers to that. That please, rather than trying to bring the negativities of your previous job, try to answer in a more positive manner. Tell them why you're choosing this position. Tell the benefits of this job. They will make you look more mature, and more more clear with your idea, that why are you you know why you have left your previous job, or why are you leaving your current position to a different position. So just try to answer in a way that your perception is very positive and very clear as well, because they don't like people who are very unclear about their own thoughts. For example, a person who's not really clear what he is doing, but he's just doing because in terms of like more money or anything that is different than being professional work ethic. So this question is a very normal question, but they can ask you is tell me your weakness or strength, or do you have any weakness or strength that affect your work life, or do you have any strength that can bring us more powerful in the future. So here also try to give if they be particular about weakness, try to give it, the answer that is not related to your work and that won't affect your working capability and that won't be an obstacle in your working life, so in your professional life. So no obstacle, like you can say anything like related to outside that doesn't really matter and won't affect your working abilities and efficiency as well. So, and if you want to talk about strength, don't overdo it, but try to bring something that's more positive and that has a very positive outlook to it. Next question. This question will be only asked if you have a really strong experience, is that what are your salary expectations. So this answer you can give according to the job profile. They usually mention how much they can give within a range. They usually tell it while adding the job vacancy on their page or LinkedIn, wherever you find it. So mention like really experienced, then only you can add it in your answer. If you are a fresher or you don't have much experience, please don't add and try to give it a more professional way that you can say that I am more here for learning. So for the freshers, I'll say I'm more here for the learning and I really want to learn the work first. Whatever your offer is, I accept rightfully. And here is a one very really important thing, guys. These, if you apply for any huge airline or any a big company or a nice company, they usually have a standard fixed for their salary. So negotiations are not usually there. But even if they ask this question, please answer it in a positive way. If you're a fresher, don't say even the range. If you're experienced, feel free to say the range with adding a professional answer to it, like with my past experience and my capabilities, the certifications I hold, or add your professional qualification as well. So that can add as a positive answer. But if you're a fresher and you say I need this salary, my first salary to be like 30 to 40k, they will reject you immediately. Even if they are offering like 35k, they will reject you with the overconfidence you have. Here is another thing. If you are asked the same question in a Google form or any other sort of assignment or assessment you might have to fill before applying to the job, feel free to add, no matter what you are, a fresher, a moderate experience holder, or a super professional experience holder, feel free. Next question is how do you commute, and this question is again really very crucial. They will ask you this question to actually know that how easy you are to commute to the workplace, because the airport job timings are very odd. So they can call you even at like 6 in the morning or like 10 in the morning, or like you might get an offer at like 10 or 11 in the night. So please be free to answer this question. And even you can ask in the end of the interview this question by yourself, is that is there any transportation facilities available? If not, then what, like how does the people commute over you? they can suggest you a better way. And if the job timings are super cool, you usually have general shifts like 9 to 6, 9 to 5, then feel like you're good to go. But if the top job timings are very odd, like 6 to 2, 2 to 10, these were the timings set by the Times. It's a company at the Delhi airport. So please, they can ask you this question. And some, if you're a girl, some of the companies do provide both pickup and drop off facilities, and some provide one way cab facility. For example, if they are calling you 10 in the morning, you can easily come in 10 in the morning, and like they're leaving you at like 9 in the evening, they will provide you a cab for the 9 in the evening. So these are the usual things that happen. And if you're a guy, I haven't really seen a company providing cabs for guys. Maybe there are, but in my friend circle and the people have met, they don't really get any facility. And some of them, some of the companies do provide a cab till, like they say, till if you live till like an hour from the airport, your home is like an hour, they can provide you a cab. But I haven't seen much of the companies providing cabs to guys. So please be ready, and you might have to reallocate as well if the job requires, because in the airlines the morning shifts start at like 4 and 5 and 6 in the morning. So the early morning shifts are like almost nowhere to, if you use public transportation, there is no way you can commute that easily. Put this question. So like if you come from really far away, I would suggest to relocate, or you can have something different. You can choose something different than this one. To the previous one, are you willing to relocate? Now this question doesn't really mean that they're asking you because you live like 2 hours from the airport. So this question is like, someone interviewed at, for example, at Hyderabad, they interviewed you, and they can later, if they feel like, in Nagpur or like in Pune or like any other city as like Patna Nagar, they need someone. You might have to go to Patna Nagar as well, or you might have to go to Pune as well to work there. And so they usually look for the people who are really, easygoing and are very outgoing. But this also comes with a disadvantage that, okay, Pune and Nagpur are comparatively expensive than Hyderabad, so your rent also increases, and all the lifestyle expenses also increase, so you save a very less amount, and the salary isn't really high in the beginnings, so you might have to manage this thing as well. That's why they put and clear these statements and questions really in the beginning. And they can often ask you, are you interviewing anywhere else? Ask you, are you interviewing anywhere else? So please feel free to answer this question. You can answer like, yes, I have interviewed for like XYZ company, and I have been shortlisted in the like YZ company. The offer is really good. And this answer right here and now are the the why you came here in this interview. Now add that I'm really interested to join this company, the company you're sitting right now in the interview, because it makes you more positive. It doesn't really like make you like a brat, that you are bragging about how much um, you liked and welcomed you are in the other companies. Like, and don't feel like that, if you say, yes, I have interviewed in some other companies, so this actually makes you more like likable, that yes, you are liked by other companies as well. Other companies thinks that yes, you are capable, you hold the capabilities, and you are more efficient to do some work, that if they have you in your company, yes, you can add some extra value to it. So you can answer this question if you have interviewed and shortlisted for any other um, uh, company or like airline. But if you have interviewed so many places and been rejected, don't add this question. Say, you can either say no, or you can hide it. They won't cross question you. But if you say no, yes, I have, and I was rejected in this company, it makes you look more, negative towards yourself. That if you're adding a negative statement of yourself in an interview, that makes you look very unprofessional, and also it degrades your image quickly in front of the HR. So please don't say this. Instead of be more positive if you have interviewed and you've been shortlisted, and if not, you can simply say no, I haven't. And if they, they can even ask you like, have you previously come for in our company for the, have you interviewed in our companies in the previous time? If you have, yes, you can say yes, and if you haven't, no. And if you've been rejected, they can like cross question again. So you can say yes, these were my mistakes, I have overcame them, now I'm here again to, another chance, and I couldn't miss this opportunity as well. Or just add any positive small statement to it. Just keep it really crisp. Don't add any information that can put you in trouble at that moment, because these are the questions that the HR really picks to trigger you, so that you say something wrong and they can reject you. So please be more positive, be very cheerful in the interview. If the HR is putting any, they can ask you something funny questions as well. They can crack a joke in the middle of the interview. Please be, considerate in the interview. Please be present in the interview. Please act like a human. I have seen a lot of my friends being like completely like robots, answering some questions. So please be first a human in the interview, and then be a professional, and act more natural, and don't forget to smile while the whole interview. And yes, they can ask you the personal question in the interview as well, like how many people are you in their family, and what does your father do, what does your mother do. They are very simple questions. And yes, if you get selected, then congratulations. And if anyhow if you didn't qualify the interview, don't feel depressed. I am here to help you out there, and don't be like depressed. Interview, work on your skills, make yourself every day better, and learn where you lack. That is all I can say. Notice your mistakes, and don't give up on giving interviews, because interviews are the only way that gives you the mirror image of yourself. So it for today's video, guys. And also they can ask you in the end, do you have any questions for me? Here you can ask any XYZ question related to the work, please. So again, yes, and yes, if you want me to make a part 2 of this series, do let me know in the comment section. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, keep loving, keep sharing, and share it with your friend that really needs and this helpful video. Share this video with a friend who's really going to give an interview in the upcoming days or upcoming weekend or anything like that. So yes, I'll see you guys really soon in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Jai Hind.